97. I need to turn my fan up one more level. Usually keep it on high this time of year. So, crazy weather. Every time I turn on YouTube now, it seems like everyone's talking about the floods right now, with the Texas flooding and then all the flooding in South Carolina. It's just, you never think something like that could happen, and happen so quickly, like without warning. It's not like predicted, days ahead there's going to be, possible flood watch, flood warnings. It doesn't even predict like, days ahead you may have a possible flood. It just like happens within like an hour's time or something, or even less than that. It's crazy. But I would never think like where I'm at, because we're kind of up on a hill really good. You wouldn't think that it could flood here, but I guess anything's possible with any type of natural disaster, that really nothing's out of the realm of possibility. So it's always a good idea to stay prepared for stuff like that, but it's like, how do you stay prepared for like a flood that could come on so quickly? And that's really a good thing to think about. I guess maybe really watch the weather closely and have like an exit plan if you have to go somewhere. Have like a bag packed that has essential things in it if you need to get out, so you're not trying to do that last minute. And just really be weather aware and have some sort of like communication or some sort of like way to get the weather, and just be smart about it. Just, where do you live? Do you live near a flood zone, or do you have a quick way to get somewhere to higher ground? So I guess those are really things we should think about. I'm not like a hardcore prepper, but I do have skills that I have developed over, the last several years, that in case, this happens or this happens. And I think that's a good idea to have, to have things around your house, to have, little things available if you were to be stuck in your house for a while, or if something was shut down due to a flood or something like that. So even if you don't maybe you can stock up on things. If there's no communication or something like that for whatever reason, do you have a plan talked out with your family and things like that to get somewhere, a place that everybody could meet? So those are just things to keep in mind. And above all, the one thing that I think is the most value prep that you could ever have is Jesus Christ, is your salvation. I mean, I don't know where y'all are at out there with that. I hope that that's where you're at. If you're not, then I recommend the Bible. I recommend the Bible. Regardless of anything, God is the one who is in control, and He's walking with us. I always say that. There's nothing wrong with being prepared and prepping. I prep my heart for Jesus. I grow my spiritual walk, and all those kind of things help, in preparing for future things and go alongside of the other things you're prepping for. So anyways, that's just a little snippet I thought I'd share. Let's get down to the chickens. I love summer. Probably my favorite out of all of the seasons, but I like them all. And I shouldn't do that, but I do complain about winter sometimes, just because it seems like when it's here, it's so long and things don't have a lot of color, and I'm always so anxious about the flowers starting to bloom and all that. When it's really hot and sticky like this, the thought of fall coming it's nice. It is nice. And we're out here today on a Saturday trying to get things cleaned up and organized. Joe's been down the hill burning wood piles, so he wanted to get them kind of straightened up. He wanted to get all that smoothed out after it had been burned with the tractor, move some stuff to the compost pile. And I've been up here trying to get a start on organizing this little area beside the greenhouse. I moved this plant and put it in this corner. It was over here, and it was kind of in the way to be able to see. So I moved it, and actually I like it there better. And then I moved this table over here, and I thought I'd put some of my greenhouse plants under here that don't like to be out in the full sun. Maybe some of my succulents that like indirect lighting. I tried moving them out in front of the greenhouse, and there was a lot of rain the week that I did that, and they got super waterlogged, so I had to take them back to the greenhouse. And I'm not in the greenhouse a whole lot in the summer, just enough to water and do a few things like that, unless it's like super early morning or late afternoon, because it's pretty warm in there right now. So a lot of my plants that enjoy the really hot summer heat, I just leave them in here. But I thought about moving some of them outside because they're pretty to look at, and I can put them under my porch. That way if it rains a whole lot, they're safe. Now I would like to come in here and organize a little bit. It's not bad, but I would just like to spruce it up a little bit. This is our basement, and I use it for all kinds of gardening things. Like, I've raised chickens before, so this is my little chicken brooder. It's got a heater in it, and I use this for my harvest stuff from the garden. I'll lay out here and let it dry, tomatoes or whatever. And then I've got like a vacuum sealer section here, and I've got a freezer that's full of gardening stuff, so I use that. I've got canning stuff, seeds, aquarium that I use the water to fertilize my plants. So yeah, just a lot of stuff under here that goes with the garden. It's about 72 under here, so perfect. These are some old seeds. Actually, they're from dried flower heads, and I've used a bunch of them, and these have been down here for several years, at least 3. So I think I'm going to replenish this fall, because I did grow from some of these this year. The germination rate wasn't the best. It was okay, but if I get some new ones this year, they'll be much better. All right, I'm about to wrap this job up today. I'm mopping in here. It's starting to look a lot better. It feels good to freshen up. Joe just texted me and said that there's been lightning detected in the area, but it's like sunny. Don't see any storm clouds yet. But I'm gonna go check the sky, and if it looks like it's getting bad, I'm headed up to the house. Okay, I'm all finished. I've got to wipe this down because I may make a little section right here under these lamp lights to do my propagation for the autumn joy I have out there. I could do it in the greenhouse, or I could do it in here. I usually like to set them out on a paper towel first to dry up and callus, and then see if they're gonna root, and then I'll put them down into some succulent mix. And I've always had super good success doing that in here, and it's cooler than working out in the greenhouse right now. And I'll show you guys how I do that. Let's start on organization. And this is usually where I dry stuff, or if I bring tomatoes in here, I'll wash them, and then I'll put them on this little shelving rack and let them dry. And then I keep my eggs here, just got a bunch of gardening stuff. I've wiped everything down so it's nice and clean. So out here, not finished at all. Oh, the winds are starting to pick up. Yeah, I probably better not dilly-dally around out here too long. I moved my plant that Seth had given me for my Mother's Day gift a couple years ago. I put it by the greenhouse. I kind of like it there. We had it here, but it was kind of blocking the view. So I thought I'd use this area to get some plants out of the greenhouse, and I've put some bromeliads here, and my bougainvillea, a pothos, and a bottle brush plant, and I'll get to some more. But this approaching storm is telling me it's time to go inside. Good morning, it's Monday. We got through the weekend. It was a beautiful weekend in so many ways. We spent a lot of time at church this weekend doing some new things. Joe had a men's meeting for the first time. It was something new, and he enjoyed it. We went to church that evening. We are not used to going to church at night. Our old church did not have an evening service. We're just really enjoying our new church. We can't say it enough. It's just really blessing our life. And I'm out here a little bit earlier today. It's 9:15. I know I should be out here much earlier than that, but here I am. I made it. I've got several things that I need to do. The first thing I have to do is water my flower garden, because I did not do that yesterday because we were at church quite a bit, and when I got home I just didn't feel like doing it, and I said I'll get up early in the morning and I'll do it. So that's what I'm doing. And then I got to go to the place that I'm plant setting, so we'll go there next. And I have had, oh, look at that red house finch. It's like almost all red. That's so pretty. Look at that, and he's not flown off. Y'all, we have had a ton of blackbirds all weekend, really big ones with blue heads. And at first I was gonna like scare them off, but Joe's like, no, let them, they're hungry. I'll see if I can get some footage of them later today and put them in here. But anyways, I'm gonna get to watering. There's a lot of bees on these flowers, but they don't ever bother me, so we share the space. It's time I'm gonna start bringing some of these in for the fall because of all the seeds. I was gonna wait a little while before I start collecting them, but who knows? I may just do a field of zinnias next year, and I'll need a lot of flowers. You never know what I'm gonna do. So many pollinators, it's amazing. That bee was not happy that I cut him off. He's got many more though. How beautiful. Got a whole basket full of seeds. Beautiful color. Uh-oh, we got a weed. It's crept in. Look at the grapes. Wow, they've turned color over the weekend. They're so pretty. Beautiful. All right, I gotta get over here and tame these a little bit.